Hi, the next video is how to create a sales quote. To go into a sales quote, select sales within your left list of your menu items. To go to the sales quotes, you would see that there would be an indicator showing you to go to sales quotes. Select sales quote. The screen will automatically open with the sales quote screen. On the left side, you would see all previous generated sales quotes. The body of the document will indicate the new record that you will now be creating. On the right hand side you would see buttons, and it will indicate which processes can be followed: new, save, create and delete. In the bottom of the screen there is additional functions, header text, footer text and additional sections that can be added, as well as your help file. To create a new sales quote, you go to the new button. When selecting the new button, you would see that the body of the document clears, and it allows you to start processing a new sales quote. A shortcut key in Search is Tab. When selecting Tab, you would see that it would jump to the next field. When you go back to the original tab, it will allow you to select the specific site that the sales quote needs to be generated for. If you press on the magnifying glass, you would see that you can now select the specific site which the sales quote is required for. The customer reference. At this point, you might have received the RFQ or a purchase order from a specific customer for you to quote on. Entering that specific document number from the customer enables you to recall specific customer information if you look at the left list of your sales quote. Therefore, this information is quite critical to ensure that you can recall specific customer documentation numbers very easily. When selecting tab, you would see that the date defaults to today's date and should not be changed. The customer, any specific customer, can be selected within a sales quote. To select the specific customer, you would select the magnifying glass. You would see that a specific the draw of all customers would appear in the selection. You can either jump through pages of all your specific customers, or if you wanted to quick select a specific customer, you could go to the customer name drawer. You could enter a star, which is a wildcard, and select star, bin, star, and if you then select enter, it would look for anything or any customer that contains the specific characters. If you remove a specific star and select enter, it will indicate all customers that start with bin. Once your specific customer has been selected, you would see that it would automatically populate that customer name as well as the customer description. The currency of the transaction will default to Saudi Riyal. Within the management tab, it is also classified as the heading information of the specific transaction. You would see that you can specify a specific contact, quote, contact person. The shipment from site is the site that will be responsible for delivering the goods to the customer when the order has been converted to a sales order. The delivery lead time in days indicates how long it will take the stock to travel from your physical warehouse to the customer. Incoterms can be specified, indicating all different delivery terms. Incoterm down is not required with the X works. It would then allow you to specify a specific sales rep, the rep codes that is linked to the specific sales quote. When selecting the magnifying glass, you would see all internal rep codes. You can either recall or quick select on the specific rep name, but you would probably start recalling your rep number, and that could just be entered manually. After your rep codes have been specified, you would see that it would automatically go to the next tab, which is the tax currency. The system will automatically default to tax rule to no VAT, as currently in Saudi there is no VAT applied. Your currency could be changed at this point for the sales quote if it was required in US dollar or euro, for example. You would then also be able to specify the validity date of the specific sales quote. So if you select the calendar, you would see that it would populate and create a small calendar menu. This would enable you to either jump to a different date, or if you go back to the date that you are currently in, if you click on the specific date, it would populate that date automatically for you. So not required to create or type in a date. You can also enter in a probability rate. This specifically just means what do you think the chances of you actually winning the specific quote. After the management tab has been completed, you can then scroll back and you would be able to go to the invoice and line tabs. The invoice tab basically specifies the information that defaults from your customer master data. Firstly, it would specify what is the payment terms. At this point, you would be able to change the specific payment terms that is specified by the customer. These are the payment terms that is currently set up in the system, but alternatives can be added in. Same with payment terms. If specific settlement discount is required, they can also be populated. After this information has been reviewed, you would then be able to go to lines. This is where you would start populating the products that is required to be quoted on from the business. Once again, if you select the magnifying glass, it would then allow you to specify the specific products that you would want to include in the quote. When selecting the product, you would see that it automatically populates the product as well as the description of the product. You would then be able to tab. Once you've tabbed, you would see that there is a customer line number. This customer line number would allow you to type in the specific RFQ or purchase order number, line number that you have received from the customer. After typing in the specific customer line number, it would go to unit of measure. Thereafter, you would be able to enter in the quantity that you would want to quote or the customer wants you to quote on. The unit price can be entered at this point. Once the unit price has been entered, you would be able to tab along. You would see what the cost price as well as the margin is of the specific order or quote that you have created. At this point, you can tab all the way through. And you would see all information that was populated on the header, defaults within the lines as well. When you get to line number 2, you would see that it indicates an indicator that you would want to add in additional products. If I select tab, you would see it gives me an error message saying that field error product is a mandatory field. What this means is you have to either specify another product or press escape. When pressing escape, you would see the screen makes an indication, and then it will allow me to go to the top of my screen again, and it will allow me to create the sales quote. When creating the sales quote, you would see currently there is no quote number populated. When selecting create, you would see that the system automatically generates a sales quote number. After the sales quote has been created, you would be able to print the sales quote by going to the print button, selecting the drop down selection, selecting record, selecting a Qoute quote, and selecting print. At this point, the quote can either be saved or saved on your desktop and then mailed to the customer, or printed and provided to the customer. Once the customer has either approved or you received correspondence of the customer being happy about the sales quote, you would be able to convert the sales quote directly into a sales order. If not, if you did not want to create a sales order directly. So below your buttons, you would see that there is a screen that allows you to either create a pro forma invoice if prepayment is required, or to create the purchase order. When selecting order, you would see that it automatically takes you to the sales order screen. When selecting the entry transaction, you would see that the system would think about the creation and it would automatically generate a sales order with all the information that was populated within the sales quote. Therefore, your sales quote has now been converted into a sales order. Thank you.